So we are to the webinar number 96. Very soon we are going to touch 100. And Smart VRC is celebrating 21st anniversary. Warm welcome to all of you. This is AK Asnani from Smart VRC, and the topic is very interesting: how to identify traps in stock investing. So in this presentation, we are going to cover the natural trap and artificial trap, common characteristics of getting trapped. Yes, identifying traps, foolproof way of avoiding traps, and are you getting trapped? So let's go one by one. Now you can see on your screen a mouse and a jar filled with grains. Jar is filled to the top, and that is how mouse jumped to the top of the jar and is able to eat the grains very comfortably, very easily, without any trouble. It is very simple. But what the George Soros has to say, if investing is entertaining, if you are having fun, you are probably not making any money. Good investing is boring. So let's see what happens if the mouse continues to eat the grain. What will happen? Oh, that is what happens, and that is practically what happens. If he is getting a free lunch and if he continues to eat the grains easily, then a stage will come when the grains will almost vanish out and the mouse will find himself in a deep inside the jar and he cannot jump out. So this is a natural trap. He was not knowing that he is going to be trapped, and it is a natural trap. So what Warren Buffett has to say is risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. So this is 100% applicable with the mouse in our example. He was not knowing that what he is doing. He is himself getting trapped. So in stock market, what are the natural traps? Natural traps are the first and the foremost are the low priced stocks. Why low priced stocks? Because there is a tendency of a retail investor to always get attracted to penny stocks, to stocks which are quoting 2 rupees, 5 rupees, into 10 rupees, like that. There is a natural tendency. And when most of the investors are investing into the low priced stocks, they become high priced. High priced in a sense, high valued, not price wise. In absolute terms, they may remain low priced but high valued. And there is a reverse phenomena also, because most of the retail investors, they are not attracted towards the high priced stocks, they become undervalued. Of course, for the stocks where the FIs and domestic mutual funds are not able to enter, I mean to say in small and mid cap, certain number of mid cap stocks where the fundamentals are very sound, future prospects are very sound, stock is undervalued, but it is undervalued just because of the high price it commands. So that is a natural trap. The retail investor thinks that the low priced stocks are less risky. Actually, in reality, it is the other way. Low priced stocks are highly risky because everybody thinks that it is low risk and they buy into the low priced stocks, and in the process, it becomes high valued stock. Second is cyclicals. Investors, I can say majority of the investors, they do not understand how the cyclical stocks move, especially the commodities. For example, steel. Whenever there is a demand surge in steel, most of the steel stocks, they report very high growth in earnings, and in the process their stocks become, looks like that they are undervalued. You will find that the P ratio of such stocks falls down to 4, 5, even during the boom times. And retail investor is mistaken. He thinks that the stock is undervalued. Actually, it is not undervalued. In cyclical stocks, actually, it is the other way. So be very careful with cyclical stocks also. Repeat turnarounds. What is this repeat turnaround? In my career of 31, 32 years in stock market, I have observed that whenever the economy starts doing well, then there are companies which otherwise are not doing well, or in many times those companies are reporting losses. But whenever the economy surges, whenever the GDP jumps, these are the companies which report very good results. I'm not saying that they are manipulating. It is, you can say that they are operating a little below their 100% capacity utilization and they are reporting losses. The moment demand picks up, they get good orders and they report profits. So they become a turnaround. But what happens is whenever the economy, the cycle turns down, then again these companies report losses. And I have seen many companies which are repeatedly the turnaround cases. But in reality, I have seen only less than 10, I can say less than 10 stocks which have really turned around permanently. So don't get attracted by the turnarounds whenever the economy goes up. These are natural traps. High dividend yield. Just a couple of days back, I received a query and the investor asked a stock which has a potential multi-bagger characteristics, and also at the same time it gives high dividend yield. It is basically these two things are opposite. If a company is declaring high dividends, that means the growth prospects are not that good, and that is the reason why company wants to return back the money to the shareholders in the form of dividend. So in most of the public sector companies, you will find that the dividend yield is very high, but the capital appreciation is, in most of the cases, if you go for 2 years or 3 years horizon, then it is negative. Why? Because the growth in earnings is missing. Why? Because the companies are not investing in expanding their operations, rather they are giving back the money to the shareholders in the form of high dividend. So this is also a kind of a trap. It is only the quality of the company, earnings, quality of the management, which is evergreen. And so what Warren Buffett has to say is, only when the tide goes out do you discover who has been swimming naked. Yes, when the markets are moving up, all the stocks are moving up. When the market stabilizes, or if the market starts falling steadily from those up levels, then only you come to know which was a good stock and which was not. There is one more very beautiful quote by Warren Buffett. He says that in a bull market, one must avoid the error of the preening duck that quacks boastfully after a torrential rainstorm, thinking that its paddling skills have caused it to rise in the world. I hope the message is very clear. Whole market is up by about 90% during last 1 year, and it is but very natural that your portfolio must have also been gone up by about 90%. So it was not the individual's quality, it was the whole market. Whole market has gone up, so your stocks has also gone up. Now we will see a real example of artificial traps and how they work. So this is how a trap is being built. It has been shown in the video. Now the trap is almost ready. So this was the real video you have seen how the mouse gets trapped. So what are the common observations? First is the lack of confidence. Yes, initially, as you might have observed, many a times mouse goes little inside, then comes out, and then it watches here and there. It even went around the trap to see if there is any trap, but he could not find anything. And many a time it happened that it went almost inside, then came out, and then finally got trapped. That shows the lack of confidence. He is unable to understand that it is a trap. Does not have enough intelligence to check the trap, correct? Not knowing what he is doing. Yes, he has seen a little return there, and he is taking big risk. So he doesn't know what is the risk involved. Repeats the same mistake again and again. Okay, there were different types of traps, and every time it gets caught. And that same thing happens in stock market. There are different types of traps being made by the knowledgeable persons, and they are mostly artificial. An investor, a retail investor, gets trapped again and again in a different way. As I said, the return is less, but the risk is too high. Some are simple traps and some are very complex traps. Trap creator is more intelligent than the rat, and this happens in stock market also. A gullible retail investor often gets trapped. That is prepared by very intelligent people. Trap always work faster than the rat. Many times investor thinks that he will make an exit at the first sign of the stock falling down. But how often he is successful? Hardly for 1% or 2%, but for the rest 99 or 98% of the time he gets trapped. Every rat thinks to be smarter than the rest, but finally gets trapped. So this also I keep telling you again and again, find out what is your expertise in the stock market that the market should reward you. What is the edge? What is that thing different from the other investors that you should be rewarded? How you are smarter than the rest of the investors, that counts. So that poll function is not working. So we won't be able to perform this thing. The poll was, have you ever got trapped in stocks? And I'm very sure most of us, rather all of us, at some time or the other must have got trapped. Had we got trapped in a stock, we means smart VRC? No. It has happened once that we were very close to get trapped, and that was a gems and jewelry stock. And the story goes back about 15, 16 years back. We advised one stock, and one of our well-wisher, probably he is today also present, he called me and said that, to my knowledge, the stock is not worthy of investment and it is being manipulated by a set of players. So we went back, we checked the whole story, and what we found was that the only thing which I could found was that the dividend yield was way too less. What I mean to say is that dividend payout ratio, not dividend yield, sorry, dividend payout ratio, that is the percentage of profits which is declared as a dividend, was only 4% and 5%. It varied between 4 to 5%. So 4 to 5% of dividend payout ratio is very, very low. And from there on, we made a kind of a thumb rule that we are not going to advise any stock which has no dividend track record or which has very low dividend payout ratio, minimum dividend payout ratio should be 15%. That we made the rule, and that instance I can never forget. And that stock has now turned into a penny stock. So I thank that gentleman, that our well-wisher for Smart VRC. Now the question arises, how to identify the traps? Is it so easy? So before that, I would like to tell you something about Smart VRC and how we are educating, we are advising, we are sharing our wisdom with retail investors so that they do not require so much of time to learn how to create wealth. In fact, more than 90% of the retail investors, they make an exit within first 4 to 5 years. Rather, I should say, with the first crash, they make an exit. More than 90% of the investors, they quit the market permanently. So our passion, our objective, our purpose is to help investors to know how to create wealth, not only to know, but to advise also. So this was all about my firm, Smart PRC. So we were trying to uh, pinpoint how to identify the traps. First, the artificial traps. Building exciting fake stories. Yes, you must have observed that many a times the advisors, they themselves make stories about the future prospects of the company. The truth may be far from the factual things, but those stories circulate in the media, in the social network also, and these are exciting, very exciting. So you will simply find yourself in that trap because the markets are rising very fast, and you believe in all the stories. Why? Because you have earned very good returns in the recent past, and you are flush with money, flush with the returns, flush with the profits, so you easily get trapped. Turnaround cases, as I said, whenever the economy grows by decent growth rate, maybe about 7% or 8%. And as you may be knowing that next year, there are projections of 12% growth. So there are going to be turnaround cases, no doubt, but also there will be stories of fake turnaround cases. A company which has reported a loss of, say, 5 crores last year and makes a profit of 50 lakhs in the current year. Yes, it is a turnaround, but it is a very feeble. Its profits are very feeble, very small. So look for not only the amount of profits, but also the probability of getting the probability of reporting profits year after year. How much is this sustainable? Whether this turnaround is sustainable or not, that should be the prime reason. And as I said, I have not seen more than 10 turnarounds in my life of in my investment career of 31, 32 years. So be very, very careful about the turnaround cases. Revolutionary products. Many a times you will find that such and such company has produced a chemical of a very unique qualities and has never been produced by any company in the world. So you will hear such stories, but in reality, there are very few companies who are successful uh, in such products. So same holds good for many other stories apart from the chemicals. There can be metals, there can be EVs, there can be the batteries for the EVs and all those things. So be very careful. Always look for the valuations. PT dividends. Yeah, I remember about 7, 8 years ago, one of the investors, he himself asked me, how is that company? That was a textile company. And he said that it is a very regular dividend paying company and all those things, strong fundamentals, and it is available at a P ratio of 6. So I looked back and I had a glimpse of the fundamentals of the company. Those fundamentals looked just okay, nothing great. Stock was not underpriced, undervalued. What I observed was that the dividend declared was, can you believe, 5 paisa. Yes, it was a it was a regular dividend paying company, but on a face value of 10, the dividend declared was 5 paisa, 8 paisa, 7 paisa, like that. So that should not be counted among the regular dividend paying company. Liberal bonuses. There are many companies who won't pay any dividend, but they will reward shareholders with liberal bonuses. What is the advantage? Retail investor is always attracted towards the bonus. What he does not understand is there is no money flow from company to the shareholder. It is only an accounting change. There is an equity capital, there are reserves. By declaring a bonus, you are only partly shifting the reserves to the equity capital, nothing more than that. So they are not declaring any dividends, but they are declaring liberal bonuses. Be very careful with such companies. Often they will have bloated equities. Same is with the stock split. They will keep on splitting their stocks. I fail to understand a company whose share price is about, say, 100 rupees or 110 rupees. Why is there any need to split the share? Unless there is a good demand for the stock, there is no need to split the share. And if there is a demand for the stock, naturally that stock will shoot up and it should quote at higher levels. So frequent stock splits is also the same. It is only an accounting change. In this case, you have not even changed the reserves. You have not even changed the equity capital. You have only divided the equity capital into more parts. That is how the split takes place. Yes, there are many next stories, next Infosys, next Wipro, next CEAT, next MRF, next Page Industries. But how many of these next really give you that kind of return? So be very careful with the next. Many times what you will find is that the same stock is being recommended by many advisors on different media, and this gives you a wrong impression that yes, that stock is being advised by not only a single advisor but many advisors, so there must be something very, very positive in that stock. But it is all a trap. It is an artificial trap being built for retail investors. Avoiding traps, as I said, look for dividend. Dividend is very much essential. Why? Because it shows the real cash position of the company. If company has really generated cash, then only it will declare dividend, and that dividend payout should be around 20%, minimum 20%. Valuations, yes, unless you know what should be the worth of the stock, you can fall for any trap. You can get trapped in any kind of manipulations being done in the market. So unless you know what is the worth, all what you are playing is a blind game. Management, yes, there are many stocks wherein if you name the stocks, and I can tell you outright that whether yes or no. Rather, I should not say yes, but no, I can definitely say, because if the management is known to be not good in a sense, many a times I have observed management is very optimistic. They tell you that yes, we are going to grow by such and such percentage in times to come, and we have so much of order book. But when those results come in the forthcoming quarters, we find that the results are same as in the past, and then management gives some excuses. So be very careful with these traps also. I hope all you must have heard this story of boiling frog syndrome. It is a pot, and suppose consider that to be a teapot, and you put some water in the pot and put it on the gas stove, and gas stove is off. Now what will happen? That frog will continue to sit inside the pot, and he has nothing, no expressions and nothing like that. It is just a normal condition. Now you put a flame, you start the gas stove with a little flame. Now what will happen? Slowly and slowly the temperature of the water will rise, and frog will become pretty more comfortable because the temperature is a little bit of warm. As the time goes by, frog will try to adjust. Okay, because the change is not sudden, change is very steady change. So it will try to adjust himself here and there. And this adjustment process will continue, and the stage will come and the water will start boiling. And now the frog has to jump out if he has to survive. But what has been seen practically, it is unable to jump. It is unable to jump because he has already lost his energy. Now there is a third case. Suppose there is a boiling water and you put a frog from outside. What will happen? He will suddenly jump out because he has the energy. Okay, and there is a sharp change in temperature. So he jumps out. He knows that he cannot survive in such a boiling water and he has the energy. So that is the example with us also, with investors also. Over a period of time, what happens? Market is rising continuously from last 12 months, almost 12 months. On 23rd of March, exactly on 23rd of March last year, that was the bottom made by the Sensex, as you can see here also. And from there on, the market has been continuously on uptrend. Investors, retail investors are used to these gains. From last 40-45 days, what has happened is market, BSE Sensex rather, to be very precise, is hovering around 50,000 level. Now the gains have stopped. Not all the stocks are rising as it was the case during last 10.5 months. So what has happened is now investors are looking for advisors who can get them those type of gains which they have enjoyed during last 10.5 months. So there we need to be very careful because this is the situation of a frog. Like a frog, we are conditioned, we are seasoned with the gains, and now we are not comfortable with the stability or even a slight decline in our portfolio returns. So here is an example. As I said, the poll is not working. So investment is 10 lakhs and returns 26% per year. Okay. And what would be the amount after 10 years? So those who know the compounding and especially those who know the rule of 72, I'm very sure they would be able to appreciate that with 26% returns per year, it takes 10 years to double your money. So your 10 lakhs would become 100 lakhs in, that is 1 crore in 10 years. I think this much of returns is more than sufficient. Even little less than 26% will also do. This just to show you that 26% returns per year can get you, get your money multiplied 10 times in 10 years. Now, but most of the retail investors are not happy. They say 26% returns in a year is too long a period. So this is the chart. This is for the 26% returns per annum. Okay. But in reality, investors are not happy with 25% returns in a year. What they say is they want 25% returns in a week. So if an investor is able to generate 26% returns in a week, what would be the sum of rupees 10 lakhs invested for 10 years? Can you guess? These are the 4 options. Here I cannot count how it will be pronounced. I know only up to crores or lakhs of crores. So the second option is 155 crores, third is 1558 crores, and the fourth one is 13 lakhs 19,808 crores. So if you have invested 10 lakh rupees and the returns are 26% per week, which most of the investors are looking for, and they pay hefty fees to the advisors, amount after 10 years would be this much. The first option, wherein you cannot even count the number of zeros. It is very, very difficult. It will take a long time. Not only that, to give you an example, to give you a small comparison, the number 4th one is the market capitalization of Reliance Industries. So if you are able to multiply your money at the rate of 26% per week, so you will become maybe thousands and 10,000 times or maybe lakhs of times bigger than Reliance in 10 years. So definitely you must become the richest person in the world, but that is not the case. So don't look for so high returns. 26% per week is not sustainable. You might have made in the past, but don't look for such hefty returns, and that is the way to get trapped. Now, this is the chart for 26% returns per week, and you can see the number of zeros. It is 1.6 into 10 to the power 53. That is the kind of money you will get after 10 years, and it is highly impractical. Smart word: if you don't know the worth of a stock, you are playing in dark. As I said, the only way to avoid the traps and everything is you must know what is the worth of the stock. Why I should pay 2,000 rupees for such and such stock? Is it worth about 2,500 rupees? Then only you should pay 2,000 rupees. Otherwise, why? So without knowing the worth, it is just not possible to sustain the gains. So shortly we will start question and answer session, and you can write in the chat box, and also you can raise your hand, and I will request you one by one to unmute yourself. Thank you very much for sparing your valuable time. Is Syntex a case of not good management? That is a very interesting case. You can go back for last 5-6 years, and you can see what the management said about the performance, about the prospects, and what was the actual performance, what was the real performance. Then you yourself will get an answer. How to calculate intrinsic value? This we have covered about 7-8 months back in a free webinar, and now we have prepared short videos. About 20 videos are there, and each video for about 20 minutes. You can subscribe to Smart Insights Pro. That is one of our products, and pricing is very small compared to the inputs what you will get. It's very simple. We have not used any complex equation or any complex formula or any complex software. Whatever we have used is the BSE website. How to judge the buyback option given by the company? Is it trap or not? That is very interesting. In a buyback, what happens? In a buyback, the company buys back the shares either from the market or from you directly. And in most cases, the promoters, they do not participate. Now, suppose there are two cases. Suppose promoter is not participating. So what will happen? What will happen is that company will buy back and the promoter stake will rise. So it is not a trap, because you are also a part owner of the company, and promoters are also part owner of the company. Of course, promoter have a bigger stake in the company. So if promoter is looking for his benefit, if you think so, and in most of the cases we should think so, so we should remain with the company. It is for the benefit of the shareholders. And suppose the promoters are also participating, that means promoters are also surrendering their shares, then also it is equally balanced gain. In this case also, promoters will lose, not lose, they will only maintain their equity stake. So nothing negative. So I cannot say that it is a trap. Companies like Google don't prefer giving dividend, even though that is out of Indian market company. But what does the mindset of the Google say about the dividend? Yeah, in developed countries, they declare stock splits as dividends. They are giving you stocks in case of instead of the dividend, because they are in a very fast growing stage. They need funds. They are ready to dilute their equity a little bit, but they are not prepared to give you cash. Is ITC stock and value trap? Do you think so? I leave it to you. Look for the valuations, look for the growth during last 10 years, growth in terms of the sales, growth in terms of the EPS, and compare it with Hindustan Unilever and the likes, and you will yourself come to know that whether it is a trap or not. Mr. Prashant, you have a query? Kindly unmute yourself.
I think I got the answer, sir. I think I put a question saying that is ITC and value trap? To the best of my knowledge and experience, it's not a value trap. So just wanted to get your views on it.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Mr. Ravi Kisan?
Yeah, good morning, sir. Sir, my question is like you have been very direct in your response regarding the dividend paying stocks. But if you see the example of Microsoft or Apple, they have been great dividend payers. And still the growth is like immense. If somebody has invested them in like 5 years, even a very short time, I'm saying, they would have got a real great returns. So why you are so blunt, like you are against dividend paying companies?
No, I am not against dividend paying companies, sir. I never said that don't invest in a dividend paying company. I am saying you should invest in a dividend paying company. Dividend is a must, because if a company is not paying dividend, that means the cash, there is a question whether the cash is really being generated or not. What I am saying is that dividend output, the dividend payout should be around 20% of the net profit. I repeat once again, I am very much in favor of the dividend paying companies. Whatever we advise, there is hardly any stock which we have advised and which has not paid dividend except for 3M India. I always prefer and I always ensure that the company is giving not only the dividend, but its payout should be not less than 15%. Hello.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Sorry, maybe.
No, it's okay, sir. You are always so clear. Maybe I just understood it wrong. Thank you.
Thanks. Do you use technical parameters like charts to decide entry levels? No, we don't use any charts for any action, rather to enter or exit or stay. We never use any technical indicators. Though I know, I can say 90% of the complexities I know in the chart analysis. I have read everything, but I never use, because if you know the worth of the stock, then you are not required. It is not required to see the technicalities, because if you are using the technicalities, that means you are using the expertise of others to find out what should be the worth of the stock. And we have got our own expertise to find the worth of the stock. I need not have to look for what the others are doing. Okay, is this going to be a series of webinars on traps? No, this is not going to be a series of webinars on traps. This just, I thought that I will let you know all that why I considered this topic. About 20-25 days back, I received a phone call, and that gentleman asked me what kind of advice we provide, and I told him about all my products and everything. And then he said that, which is your product which gives 20 to 25% returns in a month or so? I'm looking for short-term investments. So I said that we don't have any such product. But he said that he has been referred by a gentleman who is our subscriber, and he has seen these kinds of returns. He is enjoying these kind of returns. Okay, then I said this, okay, I got it, what you are referring to. We have a product with the name of Smart Gains, and it has happened, many times it has happened that stock has delivered 20% returns in 2 months or 3 months, and we have asked to book profit, and often targets have also been achieved in the past, but our holding period is minimum 6 months and maximum about 18 months. That is a different case that we are getting such kind of returns, and partly it is because of the market, not wholly because of our expertise. So he was not happy, and then I asked him what is his age. He said 32 years. He's 32 years and he has enjoyed good returns in the past, and now he is not getting that kind of returns, and he is looking for an advisor who can get him 20 to 25% returns in a year or in a month or 2 months. So I thought these are exactly the retail investors who will get trapped by some advisor. So that is the reason why I choose this topic for today's presentation. Next Sunday, there will be a different topic. Not we are going to continue with this topic. Thank you. Shobha Anyam, kindly unmute yourself. Yeah. I'm not able to hear. Shobha Anyam, we are not able to hear you. Is Nifty a value trap? Nifty has got many stocks. I cannot say that Nifty is a value trap. Always look for the companies which you are holding. I always I request you to look for the companies you are holding, what those companies are doing, what is the P ratio of that stock, not only the P ratio, but with respect to the growth it is expected to deliver in times to come. That is the way to play with your portfolio. You cannot predict the market. So if you think that Nifty is a trap, and if you make an exit, who knows, in times to come, economy may do very well and market may jump substantially even from the current levels. Mr. Ashish Patel, kindly unmute yourself.
Thank you very much for sharing your wealth of information.
Thank you.
It is really helpful. I have two questions. They are more out of you can say curiosity. You advised two stock in month of November and December, which were free. I am holding those stocks before I subscribe to SmartWay.
Okay.
So my question is, do you personally hold stocks which are not part of your own SBP or Smart Gain or any of the products? Do you personally hold more stocks, more than like 20 stocks or something like that? And second question is very much similar. You make changes on every Wednesday. So is there any logic why you make changes on Wednesday? Why not on Monday, or why not on Friday or any other day?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very interesting question. Both the questions are very interesting. First is, I hold all the stocks committed in all the schemes. It is just not possible because we have got 4 schemes where we advise the stocks. And if I want to invest in all the stocks, then the count will go beyond 35, 40. I don't keep so many stocks in my portfolio. I keep the same stocks in terms of the number of stocks, about 17, 18 stocks in my portfolio. And there are stocks which have not been advised in any of our products. There are stocks from that category also, because Every individual has different risk return profile. I have my own risk return profile, and I have designed the products based on individuals' risk return profile. Like in smart gains, you are investing for little less time, so the risk is a little more compared to the smart multi-bagger, because in multi-bagger we are investing for a long time. So that is how we have segregated the products. In smart freedom, it is a bunch, it is a basket of stocks. So there the risk is still low, but at the same time the returns are also a bit low. And then the smart SIP. So every product is designed keeping in mind the category of investors to which it suits in terms of the risk return profile. And secondly, kindly repeat the second. Sorry, I forgot.
It's fine. You make changes in SPP every Wednesday. So why it's Wednesday? Why not other day?
Yes, yes. Why only on Wednesday? Why the changes are only on Wednesday? And when we started this service in 2000, in the year 2000, there were many newspapers available in the market, and those who are investing from last 30 years, they will, no, not 30 years, but about 25 years, they will appreciate that there were papers like Premium Investments, Rupee Gains, Financial Wizard, Money Times. In fact, I used to contribute in Money Times regularly. Smart Investments. So these were the papers. There were many papers in the market, and all these papers used to get published on Friday, and they came into the market on Saturday and Sunday. So I thought there should be advice letter between the week, in between the week. So I choose Wednesday, and that is how we started publishing on Wednesday. And initially it was a fortnightly, it was not weekly, it was fortnightly newsletter. And why we choose to make changes in SBP only on Wednesday? The objective of SBP, starting SBP, there were multiple objectives. First was how to create wealth, to prove to the investors how to create wealth. Secondly, not to predict the market, because from one Wednesday to the one Wednesday to the next means after 14 days, we are getting an opportunity to make changes. So that gives a discipline that shows you that people who are expecting what is going to happen tomorrow, and we here are we smart VRC, wherein we don't get an opportunity for 13 days. After 13 days only we can make changes. And with these strict conditions, we have been able to deliver 26% CAGR. And that shows that it is not required to look for the stocks or look for the market on day-to-day basis. Even on Wednesdays, it is not compulsory that we are making changes. If you see the frequency, in a year, we make about 20, 22 changes. That's all. So that was the objective. That was the reason why we are making changes only on Wednesday. I hope I answered you, Mr. Ashish.
Yeah, yes, very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. And have a nice Sunday. Thanks.
Okay. I want to invest 3.5 lakhs for 15 years, so the value can be generated 5 crores. 5 crores. Which product is suitable for me? 3.5 lakhs to 5 crores demands a very high CAGR, and I think not less than 50% CAGR. And to the best of my knowledge, I don't know means whether anyone is generating 50% CAGR. It is very high demanding returns. It is just not possible. I can say is not possible in a sense. I have not met anybody who has multiplied his money so many times within this time frame of 15 years. It is possible in a sense if you invest in a single stock, and if you are lucky enough that turns out to be a mega bagger, then only it is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible. Do you recommend options trading? No, we don't invest in options, and we don't. In fact, in any kind of derivatives, we don't invest, neither we advise. And before investing or before taking the help of any advisor. Ask the advisor from how long he is investing in derivatives, from how long he is investing in options, and then only take your call. So with this, we have come to the end. Any more questions? How do you see the future of 5G telecom? Future is always bright for 5G, and primarily there are only two, three companies. So I cannot comment because there are only 2, 3 companies, and we all know who is the leader. And Bharti Airtel is also making all efforts to improve upon its subscriber base. Please conduct part 2 of this series as how operators play game to prepare traps for retail investors. I've shown you how the traps are made, and I'm not expert in telling you because I have not made any trap, and I have never got trapped also, so I do not know how they prepare the trap. But definitely, it is a network. It is a network of not only advisors but many others also involved. So with this, we have come to the end. Thank you very much once again for your patience hearing. Thank you. Thank you once again. Bye-bye.